Afternoon YouTubers, just a short tooltip video this time. It's one of these. This is what I call my oiling can. It's something really simple that I use for keeping my tools oiled, and certainly the machines in the workshop, the table saw, the band saw, the thicknesser planer, the belt sander. It's very easy to leave your tools, certainly in a workshop, in an industrial unit environment like this. If you leave them, it's not long before they start to go. You get little spots of rust. So sometimes it's good to apply a coat of oil, and just pouring oil on and wiping it with a cloth it's mucky. This is a useful little tool. I keep it up on the shelf. I keep it with the 3-in-1 oil. I keep it topped up, and it's really handy to use. And it is the simplest thing in the world to make. So this is going to be a very short 5-minute video probably of exactly how to make one of these and how I use them. So the first thing we need is an old food tin can. For this oil can, I use these, which are just lint-free rags. Okay. Now you can use dirty rags if you want, but I just start off with the clean rags. And this bit is probably the most important bit that you need to measure, if you need to measure anything, is just take one of these out and then try and fold it to roughly the height. Okay, so we'll go with here. So the idea is that you'd have your can, probably about half the can, and then no more than 1 centimetre needs to stick out of the top. So that, in this case, is folding this into thirds. So we just need to work out roughly where that is on a standard food can and give it a mark. So I'm cheating, I'm using the previous one. So I can just cut it around there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down from the top on a standard food can. Now, I'm going to cheat and just use my band saw for this. You can use a hacksaw. It's very quick, it's only very thin, mild steel, so it's not something that needs too much introduction. This is going to be fairly sharp. Sanding it is definitely advised. It really doesn't need much, so if I just put this on, that's all good. And that's all it needs. So it's even, it's sanded, it's smooth. Yep, no burrs on that. And now the fun begins. So I'm going to open all of these up because I may well end up using most of these. So having established that is a little bit over high, possibly. Yeah, let's try this in quarters. So half again. Yeah, that's much better. Right, so we're going to go with these in quarters. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to roll these really tightly. So let me go like that, and then like that. Where did I? There it is. Right, we'll need that as well for weight. Right, so it's just a case of rolling this as tight as you possibly can, keeping a neat edge on one side. It doesn't matter about this because that's going in the can, but it always looks good if it's nice and tight. Right, so having got them all rolled up, I'll push just to get the centre back into line, and then you can tease it in and then just rotate it against the direction of the, and there you go. So all you need then is some 3-in-1 oil. And all you do is pour a little bit of oil on the top, give it 2 moments to soak in. Now you'll keep adding oil. Every time you use it, you add quite a lot of oil until it's completely soaked. You can use it straight off the bat as it is. You know, I use this regularly whenever I've restored a hand plane or whenever I'm using a hand plane. So we can just use it to oil the sides and the base and anything else that you can think of that needs to be covered, and it just gives a very thin layer of oil to the plane or to your machinery. I'll show you in a moment other practical uses. I just need to put some more oil in this because it is going to soak this up really quickly. So to give you an example, I haven't used the bandsaw for a while and there's a little bit of surface rust here. A sanding block, just give this a real quick. It does not have to be perfect because I do work in this workshop. And then I can take my new oil can and literally just I do love the smell of 3-in-1 oil. It's wonderful stuff. Right. I need to do some further work on that, but that's not for this video. Always try and keep the bed of the planer oiled. Helps with the functioning of the machine. This is something I do regularly. And just on the other side. But it's so much easier using something like this. I can't remember where I saw this. It was years ago that I was first shown something. Might even have been my granddad was showing me something like this. But yeah, I've known about this. This one, I should point out, this is the original one. I've had that 15 years. That was, I had that in France, which would have been at least 2008. So that one's been going a long time. So now I have two, obviously. And then you just work your way around the workshop doing all of the surfaces. And it just helps keep everything ship shape and Bristol fashion. Although, again, I think I need to get the sander on this just to clean this up. And there you go. One of the simplest tools, something you can make in 5 minutes, and it just helps around the workshop. It's just so quick. I've done 3 machines, given them a light oil in 2 minutes. And from a maintenance point of view, from a maintenance of your tools point of view, it's an absolute godsend. So there you go. That's, I would like to say, Andy's patented oil can, but it's not my idea. I've seen other people using these things. I've seen other people on YouTube with videos of them using them, but I've known about them for years. So there you go.